that, homeboy.
Hawkins, what are you?
Well, can you introduce the next actor?
I think that's how it went. Yeah, all right, let's go. Now, Hawkins, I'll finally shut you up once and for all.
Whoa! It's the King's sacred sword! This is one of the best festivals I've ever been to, I must say. Lots of talented shires, all of us having a good time. This is one of the best festivities that I've ever been to. I have highly enjoyed myself.
Hey, we need the mayor to come up here. I need everybody to hear this. Oh my gosh. The king has just sent his tax collectors out. Said we need more men and more grain.
We already knew about the grain and the main.
But he also wants his swords.
Swords?
Swords? Swords?
Swords!
Swords! Swords! Swords!
And the carrier pigeons weren't even sweating!
Yeah.
What?
Well, that means he didn't fly very far.
Still not understand.
What?
The king is near. The king is near.
The King is The King is near and he wants his swords? What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Hey!
Oh!
That's what you're going to do? Now I have one question, Alcott. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Calm down here, man. Stop. Listen. There's no need to go crazy about this slapping people around. It's not needed. We've got a deal with the Dorians. Don't forget about it. Listen, if this deal doesn't go through with the Dorians and those swords and shields do not get delivered to them tonight, they will back out of this deal and all of you will be back in those fields without plows, mind you. You don't want that. But the king wants his swords. But what are we going to do?
Alcott's right. Remember where we were before all this? With this plan with the Dorians, we can still make it, eh? I'll say we stick to the plan.
We can't just stick to the plan. Did you hear what the king said? His messenger said, the king wants his swords. We must get them back because we must be obedient to his wishes. Because he is our king.
Well, then maybe it's time for a new king then, eh?
No, guys, I know it's been hard with King Godric away,
But what about Albert?
Albert! Listen, being a king is such a huge responsibility. I don't even know if I'm worthy to be a king.
Oi, without Alcott's help, where would we be? We'd be in those fields with one less meal, mind you. Remember? He's the only one who cared for us when Godric never did. I'll say he be king.
I want to help you, and if being your king means I'm helping you, then I'll do it. But only if you think that I can do this. Do you think that I can possibly?
Hail to the king! Hail to the king! Hail to the king! Hail to the king!
All right.
Hail to the king!
All right. I accept. I will be your king. And as I am king, this land will prosper, and there will be peace and prosperity like never before. We will never go hungry again or find ourselves in this predicament ever again. That's right.
Alcott, I'll present you with a sword worthy of a true king. Long live the king!
Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the king!
The first act that I must make sure happens. I need to make sure that that metal, those swords and those shields, get to the Dorians. Flint, how close is that metal being loaded into the carriages?
The wagons were almost loaded almost 5 minutes ago.
Excellent. I need you to make sure that both of you get that metal to the Dorians tonight. They must have it, and they will work for us. Now look, my people, I must find a new place of operations. All right, I will see you all soon. Okay?
What just happened? Alcott has been made king?
Yeah!
And he now wields a sacred sword?
Yeah!
So what are we going to do? What are we going to have a big days around this?
Make way! Make way! We told you that we would return! Hush! Not only has the king sent us for taxes, but he has sent us for all his swords and shields from his armory. And when we went, it was empty. You have stolen everything! You stole everything! Everything is gone, and the king will hear about this, and he will get his stuff back. And when he returns, heads will roll in this city!
Release the tax collectors this instant!
King Godric! Oh, please.
You have all been deceived! Alcott is not your friend. He is in league with the Dorians. And now you've given them over all of your metal. All of your defenses are gone. Now he and the Dorians plan on taking the kingdom and making you all slaves. This happened because you were all so willing to take help from anyone who promised you an easier life. You were a disappointment to your king.
Messiah, Alcott has made me a king. I tried to stop him, sire, but I didn't know what to do. I couldn't do it by myself, and with his plan, it seemed so believable. And you were gone, sire.
Hawkins, everyone, I left you in order to protect you. The enemies of the realm had to be stopped. I knew that if I did not do something soon, we would be fighting this war on our very own doorstep. I could not take that risk. You see, everything I asked for, all of the taxes, the grain, the men, they were all desperately needed to win this war and maintain our freedom, liberty. My dear Hawkins, it comes at a great price. Unfortunately, many of you have been lured into believing that you can simply rest on the laurels of others' sacrifice without carrying any of the burden yourselves. Now listen, unless you come to your senses immediately, you will be attacked and you will have no defense.
But Alcott, he promised he'd help us. He said he wouldn't hurt us.
Of course he would hurt you, and he will destroy you. As long as you continue in this delusion, you will all pay a terrible price. You have been so willing to give up what this nation has always held dear, true liberty, for mere comfort. And now your disobedience to my laws has put this entire nation in jeopardy. Whatever happened to loyalty and to valor and courage? Whatever happened to the nation that I was once so proud to lead.
Sir, what do we do now? Alcott has taken our medal and given it to the Dorian, sire. There's nothing left. All is lost.
All is lost.
All hope is not lost yet. That is if all of you are willing to turn from your folly and obey your king.
Yes, sir. But how can we fix this? Alcott has wielded the sacred sword and he has it and our medal's gone. What now?
Hawkins, the king's sacred sword in the hands of a fool will become the instrument of his own death. Now, I have a plan. If you are willing, you will meet with your shires at the usual time for roll call this evening, and we will organize to take back what is rightfully ours. Now go, you are all dismissed for roll call.